long run day. Is there anything finer? Mary, who are you going out with?
I'm going out with my friend Laura.
And I'm going out on my own, and we both love running, not just because of the physical benefits, but also the mental benefits and the social benefits. It is about the most easily accessible form of exercise you can get. Why are you laughing?
The sun's so bright.
Oh, right. The sun's right in our eyes. But it is the most easily accessible form of exercise you can get. You just pop on a pair of trainers and get out there, right?
Yeah.
Not quite. Although it probably sounds as simple as get up, get your shoes on, get out there and run, what you've got to ask yourself is whether you want this to be just a flash in the pan or whether you want it to be a long-term habit that will leave you healthier, more balanced and fulfilled. So I'm going to give you my 5 top tips for beginner runners. As a coach, as a runner myself, triathlete, but also I was a beginner as well. So these tips range from kit selection choices to how you build up gradually without getting injured. If they add value to you, then subscribe to the channel, share it with someone who you think it might help, and if you've got any suggestions of your own, add them in the comments section so that I can put them in future videos. Let's get you out there running. Let's talk trainers. Your feet are the things that are in contact with the ground, so it makes sense to look after them. But there are precisely 7,242,652 types and pairs of trainers on the market. They're all different in terms of what they're marketed for, this running style or that running style, but the truth be told, if they are comfortable, then they're probably okay. If you still need a little bit more guidance, then go and find a local running store. We've got Up and Running in Sevenoaks right near us, and the guys in there are brilliant. Go and have a chat to them or find a store near you. They might give you a small analysis and suggest some trainers, but more than that, you'll feel their passion for running, and they'll want to help you and give you advice. The difference is they genuinely want to help, and yes, you might pay a few quid more than at Sports Direct, but the benefits far outweigh the cost for that personal touch. Okay, now you've got your shoes, it's time to think about your clothes. And you can, again, wear pretty much anything that's comfortable. Okay, maybe not anything, hold up. That's better. Obviously, you've got your well-known brands. You've got your Nike, you've got your Asics, you've got your Sweaty Betty, Reebok. But what you could also consider are the store's own brands, like DHB from Wiggle, like Kalenji from Decathlon. You have Carrymore and Ronhill that are sold by Sports Direct and numerous online stores. They're a lot cheaper and they will do the job. Obviously though, if it's the middle of winter, I wouldn't advise going out and running in a vest. What I would advise is, make sure you wear lots of layers that you can, put on to keep you warm, but also take off if you get too hot. Now that you've got all the gear, but still not much of an idea, it's time to get yourself out to the great outdoors. But it's still not as simple as getting out there and just running, not if you want this to be a long-term relationship. By far the biggest issue I see with first-time runners is that they go out and they do too much too soon out of enthusiasm, and then they pick up overuse injuries and it stops them from training anyway. So here's 2 strategies that you can employ to build gradually. The first one is that you give yourself a hard finish, so you go out for a short amount of time, like 5 minutes, and then you stop and you come home. And then you do that a few times until you build up a tolerance. Or another suggestion is that you could go out and walk for 5 minutes, run for 1 and repeat that, gradually decreasing the amount of time that you walk and increasing the amount of time that you run. Either way, you're giving your muscles and your connective tissues time to adapt to the new training stimulus, and you shouldn't pick up an overuse injury. Tip 4 is an extension of tip 3. Once you're gradually building within each session, you need to apply that same approach to your overall training. Consistency and gradual increases beat one-off big sessions hands down. Little and often is a far safer approach. And the final tip is, if you want this to be a long-term relationship, then factor in time to stretch after every single session and allow for 20 to 25% of your overall training time to be strength and conditioning based. Pilates and bodyweight exercises are a great starting point. Ignore them at your peril. So there it is, 5 top tips from me to help get you out there, get you enjoying it and keep you safe whilst you're out running. If you're looking to push on a little bit further, then why not check out some of the other videos I've made where I've suggested some sessions to do, or how to look at your technique and improve it, or even some strength and conditioning and flexibility routines that you can factor into your workouts. Like I said before, if the video has brought you value, then subscribe to the channel, share it with some other people, drop me a comment if there's anything that you want to see. I'm dedicated to making these videos every week to help people just get out there and just enjoy it, because it is a tremendous way of life. It just adds amazing balance to your life. So I'll see you next week. Exciting times coming. Laters.